Hey, all right. So I paid for it, so you don't have to. Who knows if we didn't do it? So I paid for it, so you don't have to, right? So here's a wrap of some of the podcasts I listened to this week that caught my attention. Right, 29 November 2024, Human Events with Jack Posobiec. He's a former Navy intel guy, and he talked with Mike Benz, who outlines how the administrative state uses the internet to spy on us and the history behind it. Mike Benz is great, right? I mean, he's got a lot of stuff, right? It's funny thing happened on the way to Ukraine in 2014. To quote Mike Benz, he worked at the State Department, and his whole thing is not whether things are right or wrong, on what they're doing, but that, everyone should be aware, the internet isn't free. What you're seeing is all scripted there. But he does talk about a lot of the involvement starting in Ukraine in 2014 on that outward facing stuff. For December 2024, we had hour one of Steve Deace had a takedown of the Supreme Court argument on transgenderism. I'm encourage you to check that out. If I had 15 minutes, I'd be on the Steve Deace show because they do start with a rundown of the crazy stuff people said on the news the night before. So you'll hear sort of what to look up if I only had 15 minutes. Human Events again with Jack Posobiec, man. I like this guy. But I was listening to him twice, and he talked. I'm sorry. That's a second type. Back to Charlie Kirk show today. If you listen to Charlie Kirk, he talked about the vetting, and he brought up another vetting question. I know we talked about that last week. He had a couple of those vetting questions. He said one of the things that we should feel confident is that during these vettings in the Trump meetings down in Mar-a-Lago, if they were or are current administration officials and they're trying to stay within the incoming administration, one of the questions they're being asked is, why have you not been an agent of change? What are you waiting for? And so, if anyone in there on that committee does not like that answer, there is no second interview. There's no continuing. So we know a couple of questions now, right? What was your favorite Trump policy, and why? Do you share his worldview? What part of it? And now we know, if you were in that agency, why weren't you an agent of change earlier? What are you waiting for? So good stuff coming out of there. Anyway, that's what I checked out this week, and that's the information I got. So there's a wrap for you.